Hi, my name's Robert Shelley with Shelley Law, and my firm assists physicians with employment contract issues. Today I'm going to talk about physician offer letter negotiation. How to negotiate prior to receiving or after receiving an offer letter, and then kind of the difference between an offer letter and an employment agreement. So, in any kind of job search, at some point the organization may state to the physician that, before we provide you with an employment agreement, we want you to sign the offer letter. And the offer letter dictates kind of very general terms. So compensation, term length, how to terminate the agreement, signing bonuses, relocation assistance, maybe some productivity compensation, some restrictive covenants like the non-compete, non-solicit. Basic things are listed in the offer letter. And so normally in advance, whoever is doing the recruiting, so it could be a physician recruiter for the organization, it could be an outside physician recruiter who's more like a broker in between the employer and employee. It could just be, if it's a small physician-owned practice, just the owner of the practice discussing the terms with the, physician who's interested in the job. I find that most private, smaller physician-owned groups do not provide offer letters, whereas most larger healthcare networks, hospitals, especially in academia, there's almost always an offer letter of some sort that's provided to the physician. You can certainly go back and forth on the terms, the general terms, prior to receiving the offer letter. Normally, they're going to give you kind of those terms with the first offer letter. So you're going to see for the first time, all right, this is the comp, these are the benefits, this is the term, etc. If a physician is unhappy with the terms that are listed in the offer letter, then this is the time to at least negotiate those terms. As someone who reviews these every day, it's very difficult for me to give someone advice just straight off of an offer letter. There are specifics and minutia contained in the employment agreement that can drastically alter whether an offer is good or not. The terms of a non-compete, meaning how long it lasts, the radius, in the restricted territory, what specialties that it includes. For, let's say someone's like in family medicine, they can also be a hospitalist, they can do urgent care. Does it stop them from doing all of those things or just one of them? It just depends. And so those little details are not listed in the offer letter. And so, seeing, okay, the comp's good, the benefits look good, the term looks good, all that looks good. And then once you see the actual employment agreement, it's like, whoa, this is a deal breaker as far as I'm concerned. So how to negotiate terms when you just received the offer letter, in my opinion, is pretty difficult. So first, you need to figure out, okay, what is a base salary amount, if it's just straight base, that I'm happy with. A couple places you can go. Google MGMA, compensation data. You can usually find some old, couple years old data online. It's pretty easily accessible. Ask colleagues. So if you're in training, ask other residents or fellows in your program. If you have friends that are already out, ask them, how much are you making? What are the other offers that some of your friends are getting as well? That's really the best type of information I can find. Yes, salaries do vary based upon, where you are in the country. However, just the straight base salary should not be the determining factor for a physician, especially when out of training. The environment, the ability to learn new procedures, have a positive mentor, having some growth opportunities in the first job is very important. So I find that it's helpful if the physician puts a list together of these are the most important things to me, and then they need to go over it with the employer prior to signing the offer letter. And so If you can come to some kind of agreement on terms, then that's the point where you would sign the offer letter. Then the employer would then draft the employment agreement and give that to the physician. Now, there are times when a physician will sign the offer letter and then after reviewing the agreement, decide this is absolutely not the job for me. The offer letter is not binding unless there's some kind of language involved that states there are some damages associated with not following through. I've never seen that before. So even if a physician is signing an offer letter after reviewing the employment agreement and they're unhappy with what's in there, they don't have to go through with it. They can just simply say, this is not what I was expecting. Either we can negotiate the terms of the employment agreement and the language in it, or I'm just going to, move on somewhere else. So those are some tips on how to negotiate a physician offer letter and then kind of the differences between that and an employment agreement. If you have any questions, you can always call my firm at the number listed below in the description or reach us through our website, ChelleyLaw.com. That's CHELLE law.com. Anyway, appreciate you watching the video. Thanks.